Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this update. It's specifically for Bitcoin. A lot of people message me on the DMs asking me questions about BTC, where it's heading, etc. So in this update, I'm gonna share my personal thoughts about where Bitcoin is going. So first things first, let's look at some data. First thing is gonna be the funding. Right now, it's very neutral. Pretty much nothing is happening. The other thing is gonna be about the options. So about the options, what I would mention is that you do have lots of volume coming in for the 26th. If you compare the volume for the 26th, the next thing that has that big amounts of volume is actually on the 27th of September. And the strike rate for the one for the 26th is pretty much the lowest amount of volume. It's actually 66.5, where price currently is. And you can see the max paying price is 63k, so keep that in mind. Now, before I begin diving into TradingView, I want to mention that in the bio of this video you're gonna find 3 links. If you want to join a non-KYC exchange, BloFin is the place. If you want to look at my trading course, which is absolutely free, you don't have to pay anything, it's in the bio. And also you can join the Discord as well. So let's dive into TradingView, what we can see here, right? So the first thing which I want to mention is that pretty much this is a very balanced state of the market overall. So you have like a range low, SFP, maybe a potential deviation, continuation up, but overall it's a very balanced state of the market. That's something to be aware of. And the other thing, which currently this is my main argument, that we're gonna create an imbalance to go lower. Why? Now, the first bearish thing, which was signed on Monday, you do have a nice pivot on Monday being created, and at the moment, since Monday, the market structure is very bearish. High, low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Why this cannot be another lower high and we continue lower. Also, if you pay attention to the daily highs and lows, high, lower high, potential lower high, low, lower low, potential lower low. Keep in mind that the current day is still developing, so there is enough time for price to sweep these lows potentially and create a new daily low. The overall direction, however, on the 2 hour and the 4 hour is pretty much bullish. So let's see how this develops. Now, in terms of technical levels, let me just see. Okay, so pretty much very technical. So you did have the daily from here, you got tested over here, you rejected. Now yesterday the price action was a bit tricky for those who don't know how to trade the different sessions. Pretty much what happened is New York swept the London low, you moved up, you took out the London high with a bearish directional bias. I have spoken about this multiple times, the directional bias. If it's bearish, look for sweep of London high during New York and to continue down lower. What did we sweep? The London high. What did we reject? The range point control. And we did create failed rotation. So right now we're currently hovering around the value area low. So even during this move down, this move up here at 66.6 yesterday, before we continued lower, pretty much the 15-minute did not close a candle above the value area low of the range, so there was no acceptance. This was pretty much a back test, and also you can see this imbalance over here got back tested. So let's jump into the current price action. Yeah, so you currently are at the value area low. If you take a look at the golden pocket from high to low, it's coming around that area as well. Now this is an argument for us to form high here, maybe during New York. We're gonna sweep the London highs again and continue down lower. Now something I do not like is the current lows. You have pretty much equal lows. Yesterday, today, this is yes, it's been left during New York, but however you kind of back tested the buying tail here. So even if we look at the TPO, okay, so if we take a look at the TPO chart, this buying tail from here was essentially 3 blocks. Okay, so and one of the blocks got tested, so at the moment it's 2 blocks, it's not actually 3. So I do expect this not to be a buying tail anymore and for us to continue lower. Now we're at the previous day point of control. we did have value area setup, the 80% setup, because the daily open was outside the previous day value area low. So this is something to be aware of. And we do have a row of single prints down here, which I do expect price to test sometime soon. Here we have equal lows as well. Down here you have lots of single prints as well. So this is something to be aware of, right? This is my main reason why I expect lower prices, and right now in my opinion we're just back testing this. Of course the invalidation is if we actually come back in with strength, we back test it, and we then continue higher. Of course for every scenario there is an invalidation, but in my opinion on the low some time frames we're gonna head down lower. Where to fill these single prints at 64, and most likely in my personal opinion for the rest of the summer, what I look at for Bitcoin. Okay, so yes, you do have this huge range. It's very dependent on, to be honest, the traditional markets. Also, if you take a look at the 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see all these obvious highs over here, which none of them were actually taken out. So this rise here could be just to take them out, take liquidity, and then move down, because liquidity, if you know, is actually like a rubber band, right? So imagine this is a rubber band. If the rubber band goes this way, it's gonna swing back this way, in the same size, you know, in the same power. Just get a rubber band in your hand, pull it, and you're gonna see the exact same thing. So yeah, it's the same principle, right? So that's something to be aware of, by the way. Just be careful. And over on the daily some time frame, actually no, we're gonna look at the 4-hour time frame. We're gonna stick to the 4-hour. Pretty much all these days right here, this rise from 56, okay, all the way to 66, this was trading days, and this happened in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. In 4 days we got up there. So pretty much there's a gap in price, in my opinion, between this place and this place. If we take a look at, let's say, the daily volume profile, let's take a look. You do have naked point of controls at 60, 57, and 55.8. Right, you do have one above as well, but it's a bit far right now to be thinking about it. This one is a bit far as well. I do expect some kind of a bounce to happen at this area at 64, but right now I do expect us to come down lower. I explained the reasons for that, and yeah, this is my argument. I'm gonna make another update next week and see how did one go. Thank you for watching.